Hi, today I wanted to make a planning process video. I like to watch these on YouTube, and so I thought I would add my own to the YouTube community. I'm still using my Franklin Covey planner, the 2 pages per day. It's working out pretty well. It definitely covers all of my planning needs. I still just have the complaint that it is so huge and bulky, and I'm dealing with it, but I don't know that I am willing to deal with it enough to not try something different. I think that the system is totally all encompassing, like it covers everything you could possibly want to do in a planner. It's just so heavy and bulky, and I'm just not used to that. I'm doing like the whole My Life in One Place after the One Book July challenge. I wanted to combine my work planner and my home planner, and maybe that's an issue. Maybe that can't happen. I don't know. Without this kind of a bulk. But I just wanted to go through how I sit down and plan out my month. Just like some organizational tips maybe, or just a process video, and kind of walk you through that. One thing that I have been looking at is the Hobonichi Cousin, and it's an A5 size, and they are offering it in a single year altogether, or the version that's called the Avec, and it's the year split in half, and it has a monthly, a weekly, and a daily spread. Actually, it has a yearly, monthly, weekly, and daily spread. I don't know that I would need all of those, but I'm thinking like maybe I could try that for a work and home planner, because I could separate it, or not separate it, but have enough spreads that I could cover all my bases. And if I had it in the Avec version, which is, half of the year at a time, maybe that would kind of take care of the bulk, because essentially the page size is the same as the page size in this, and I'm already working on this page size. So I've been looking at them. They're released on September 1st, and I might go ahead and place an order just to try it. I love the Tomoe River paper, and I like that it can take, pretty much any kind of pen, ink, that kind of thing. So I might do that. If I do that, I lose the financial portion of my planner, maybe. I think that there might be enough flexibility within the layouts that maybe I could somehow incorporate that financial part into the planner. I don't know. I need to get the planner in my hands to see it. If all else fails, I can always just, keep it in this, and this can stay at home, because really I don't need to carry my financial stuff with me everywhere. Anyway, long intro into getting into this. So we'll go ahead and get started. So I'm just going to flip to, here we are on the current day. And like I said, I really do like this planner. It's just really, and I think it's beautiful. It looks beautiful. It's just really heavy, and I really don't enjoy carrying it back and forth to work every single day. I usually have, a purse, a lunch, a water bottle, this, and that's the minimum. And typically I have more things than that. As a teacher, I seem to haul a bunch of stuff back and forth. So just a general idea of how the planner is set up. So if you've never seen the Franklin Covey Day on 2 pages, that's what this is. And you get some informational stuff up at the top, like your calendar, your dates, and previous month, or I'm sorry, current month and next month. And then this is your prioritized daily task list, which I find myself using the most. And so I've got my tasks listed for today. I haven't prioritized them because essentially I need to do them all, and I'm going to get them all done. And down in the daily tracker is where you can track anything. Typically I'll put a meal plan down there, but because it's Saturday, I'm just going to fly by the seat of my pants. And over here is an appointment schedule, and I don't have any appointments, but I have a sticky note there. I'm going to be picking up some dog supplies, and so I want to make sure that I get them all. Then I have my removable page marker. This is a compass card, and on this side it has rolls, I haven't been using that. I've just been using this kind of like a quick reference meal guide. What kind of vegetables do I have on hand? That kind of thing. And then on this side is just a blank page for notes. And so with the bulk of this planner, you know, the paper quality is really nice. I'm wondering if with the Hobonichi, because it'll have such thin paper, I'll still have all of the space. It just, you know, won't be as thick. Even just having thinner paper will help. So anyway, I keep going back to that because I've spent a lot of my morning just kind of looking at that. So we're on August 27th, and so that's Sunday. And then Monday, and this just gives you an idea of like how I've been using it, because now I've been using it for well over a month, especially, you know, with work combined. And so what I do is I teach 2 different courses, and I teach them in the same day. So our school's on a block schedule. So Monday, Wednesday we have the same classes, and then Tuesday, Thursday we have the same classes, and then typically a Friday is an enrichment activity. So that could be any number of things that we do with the students. So on Mondays and Wednesdays I teach English and career planning. So I have my lesson plans on 2 separate post-its for those. And then on Tuesdays and Thursdays, I teach career planning. I have a prep period and I have a study hall. And so I can just easily take my lesson plan from English, or I'm sorry, did I say I teach career plan? I teach English on Tuesdays and Thursdays, and I can just take it and move it over. And that's essentially what I've been doing. Let's not lose my lesson plans here. So that's kind of how I work it on a daily basis. And so now I'm just going to go through and show you how I would plan, like at the end of the month. I would sit down, go through my next month, write all of my stuff in it so that I'm ready to go and I don't have any kind of surprises or anything that I miss. So these are my lesson plans for next week. You can see August 31st, Wednesday, and those were for Monday. And so now we get into September. So I'm not going to have any lesson plans on September. In fact, I'm not going to have really anything on September. I'm going to have things on my monthly calendar, which is here. And I can already see that I've left some things off, but that's okay. I'll have to go back. So essentially what I have on here is just like standing meetings, reminders for myself. Most of this is school stuff. And so you'll see that like I have most things are on a Friday, and those are the different school events. So this won't take too long because I don't have a whole lot to write down. So the first thing I would do is, so like I said, I use my monthly pages for forward planning. So anytime I get like an appointment or something like that, I write it on here. I don't bother flipping through the dailies for that. Plus, with the dailies, I don't, like in the future, I don't even have my October dailies in this. I just have the monthly calendar. So Franklin Covey recommends, I believe, that you keep like previous, current, and next month. And so I'll be moving July out. In fact, I can do that now. I'll move July out. I'll move October in. And yes. So, sorry, this is a little jumbled. It's pretty early in the morning. So forward planning goes on my monthlies, and so I just have that in here. So let's go back to September. So I'm going to remove the month spread so that it makes it easier for me. And I need to actually double check something. So we get a CSA produce box. CSA, I don't remember what that stands for. It's basically like community farms, and so every other week we get a produce box delivered, and I need to make note of that. And so it's going to be really quick to do on here. And so it's every other week, so we're just going to get one on the 31st, and so that means we will not get one on the 7th, but we will get one here. So I'm just going to write that down. And our trash is on every Wednesday, and I always need to write myself a reminder to take out the trash. And This has now been canceled, so I'm going to cross that out. And in case you were curious, I have been loving using my my Pentel Energel 0.35 millimeter ball needle point in blue. In fact, I can see through there that I'm almost out, and I'll have to get another one, but I love this pen. It's so nice. I think it would be perfect in a Hobonichi cousin. Okay, so these are just the things that I need to lay out in my calendar. So now what I'm going to do is I am going to move these, and I know I'm kind of limited with my camera angle, but there you go. So I'm just going to have these laying next to me, and I'm just going to start writing down the things that I need to know. So September 1st, and sometimes I'll find things written in here that I'm like, oh, I went ahead and did that. And so at this point I can modify that. So on September 1st, I teach at like a military kind of school, and so the students will have a PT test. And so one of the things that I do is, if it's like an all-day event or just like an important thing that I need to know for that day, I'll put it in this blank spot up here so that my eye is automatically drawn to it. And so PT test is going to go up there, and that's all I needed to know for that day. And I also just will like flip through daily just to make sure that I'm not missing anything. I had already written on here no school on that day, but I also have a note to myself on my monthly calendar. So one of the tasks that I need to do is I need to make a phone call. So call regarding overpaid medical bill. So this is just to remind myself I overpaid this medical bill, and it has been a hassle to try to get my money back. And so this is my reminder to call them if I need that. This is no longer applicable, so I'm just going to white it out instead of crossing it out or marking it as done. So one of the things that I do on my task list, and actually I didn't do it on this one, but actually that makes sense. I didn't even think about this. Typically I write my school, like my work to-dos up here and my home to-dos down here, but I have no school on that day, so I'll just leave it at that. Okay, so then Wednesday, this now longer doesn't apply because I'm on a different schedule, and I already had trash on here. Thursday, our students are taking the ASVAB, so that means we'll be at work, but they'll be doing that, and we'll be doing something else, probably professional development. On Friday is an unusual day. We will have all 6 of our classes in one day. And then on Saturday, we have something called Family Day, where we have our students live on base, and their families get to come visit them for the first time. And so I do have to go to work on that Saturday. Nothing on Sunday, Monday, and then Tuesday. So I made a mess. And I'm going to clean my mess up. So I know for sure on this day I have to give my dogs their medicine. So I'm going to write that down here. Next day is trash, and then I also have that box to pick up. Flip through. Friday is going to be picture day at our school, and nothing on that day. I know that there are some people out there that like have this need for their whole planner to be filled up, but I'll be really honest with you, I'm always tickled when there's nothing written in my planner, because that means I didn't have to do anything. Okay, so now I know I need to check this note from work. So let me see if I can find that. So at my work, the teachers are responsible for planning those enrichment days. And mine, yep, mine is the zoo. So we plan a field trip to the zoo for the kids because a lot of our kids have never actually like seen animals other than ones you would see in an inner city up close. I have my own feelings about zoos and things like that, but whatever. So, that wasn't this Friday though. Okay, so that was the next Friday. So on this Friday, we're going to have our first social, and that's going to be in the after school. And I don't know the times yet. Once I know the times, I'll write it here. It'll be sometime here. And we're also going to the zoo. So I'm going to put zoo and social number 1. So at our school, the male and female students do not get to interact. They have separate classes. And so the social is the first time that they get together and talk. Okay. So nothing on Saturday. So this note I wrote to myself, and it's not on my monthly calendar, but I need to charge my two-way radios. It says to charge them every 3 months so that they're ready in case you have an emergency. I also did not have this on my monthly calendar, but I need to send my friend a birthday card. This is no longer applicable. And so here it's trash out in that farm box. Okay. And then this was the note that I had for myself from work. It says our career day is now canceled. And so we need to, so now we're okay, so career day is now going to be on this day. So career day, and I need to cancel the reservation for the zoo on this day and move it. So I need to write myself a note to do that. So I will likely be able to do that on this day because I have my prep period. So I need to make a note for myself. Even though this is back in August, I need to change zoo reservation from 9:30 to 10:21. Okay, and so then I also need to cancel here in my October spread. I'm going to show you. I'm going to cancel out this career day, and this is now going to be a zoo day. So there's clearly a really nice benefit to having everything all in one place, right? To being able to see work and home all at once. It's just so heavy. Okay, so essentially what I have done is I have updated my calendar for September, and based on the information that we got at the staff meeting, I was able to update my October calendar and everything. So I'm going to go ahead and put my monthly back into September. And I am going to see, if you look at this, well, that's not a good example. This, where am I going with this? This is like a typical look for me. So I've got my to-dos for work, my to-dos at home, my meal plan and appointment, and my lesson plans. And so it's been working pretty well. I mean, I don't I don't necessarily use like, you know, everything every day, as you can see, but on days when I'm really busy, it's kind of nice to have the flexibility and the space. And so I'm wondering if with the Hobonichi cousin, I would have enough. And so we'll see how that goes. I really do think that I am going to order it and just give it a try and see what it's like. I've tried this now for like a month. I know this will work. I just don't like the bulk. It's just too heavy. But you know, the other trade-off is in here I have the finances, I have my filing cabinet. It, you know, it truly is an all-in-one all-in-one system. But as I've been carrying it back and forth to work, I realize I don't need a lot of this stuff throughout the day. I don't need the filing cabinet throughout the day. I don't need my finances. Sometimes I have needed like the past calendar, which I know I need some notes from July for that medical bill, and so I need to go back through and find those and write them somewhere so that I have them. But and I can remove July. But I guess, you know, it's really awesome to have my life all in one place. It's just a lot, and I don't always need access to it. And so then part of me also goes back in my mind to, do I need to have both together? Do I just need work at work and home at home? Having work at work, I can just leave it there if I don't need it, but I oftentimes have to bring it home anyway to do prep and to you know, get myself ready for work. So I'm bringing it back and forth a lot of the time anyway. That adds bulk. I could get a smaller personal planner that I would have all the time in my purse. I don't know. I just need to kind of think this through, and I try not to break the bank on it because, you know, once you buy things that are, you know, once you bought it, you have it. And so I also try not to buy things and be wasteful. But the only way to figure out if it works for you is to buy it and see if it works. So just some planner musings on a Saturday morning. And the other part of this would be to go through and update this list. But I'm not going to take you into my kitchen looking through my refrigerator to see what is still in there and still good and what needs to be used up. So anyway, I hope that you found this to be useful in some way. If you have some ideas for me as far as planners, let me know. We're kind of getting into that season where they're coming out with new ones for the next year. Again, I love this Franklin Covey. It is just, I weighed this and it was like over 3 pounds. I think it was almost 4 pounds that I'm carrying this thing around with me. And it really isn't that portable to have like when I go to a doctor's appointment or something like that, which makes me think, what is the point? I keep talking because I keep thinking, but like this size page, I think is reasonable to carry around an A5 size. Something smaller would be nice, but I don't think that that would be practical. So thinking about the Hobonichi cousin in the Avec version, you know, I might only have like, you know, something like that thin to carry around in my purse. And if that could have all of my stuff in it, except for my filing cabinet, my finances, I don't know. It's sounding really tempting. Anyway, I hope that you found this useful in some way, and I hope that you have a great week. Thanks for watching. Bye.